All healthcare organisations have a responsibility to ensure staff and patient safety. And by having a clinical risk assessment, this is one way that you can actually have a chance to review the systems that you work in and ensure that they are as safe and as robust as possible. There will always be changes within the practice, and so always needing risk assessment. There's no such thing as a perfect practice.
Morning, Brookroyd Surgery, Linda speaking.
Hetman White's a busy place. The patients are living longer and they've got a lot more medical conditions to manage. Clinics are always busy and full.
How can I help this afternoon?
Well, I've been having a tummy pain for the last couple of days.
We decided to call in MPS because part of the membership package offers a risk assessment and risk assessment training, and I thought that would be really useful for us as a practice to make sure that we were offering a high quality service for the patients and the staff.
What we wanted to do was look at how we are working as a team, to look at what we're doing well, but also look at perhaps areas where we're not doing so well and how we can improve.
Before the actual visit, we require the practices to give us a level of detail which they complete online in the form of a pre-visit questionnaire, and that gives us a bit of background into some information about the practice, about the staff, what roles and responsibilities they have. It also tells us what services that they provide for patients. We also require all of the practice team to get involved in a survey on patient safety, and again that gives us some prior information about the culture within the practice in relation to patient safety.
We can look at this information that we've gathered before we go and tailor-make the programme specifically for that practice.
If you speak to GPs who've had a medical legal case or are dealing with a complaint, they will tell you that they find the whole process very stressful. Not just for the doctor, but also for any staff members who are involved.
What happens when patients have to have a reauthorisation of this?
The whole object of the morning interviews is that the facilitator will look really in quite a lot of depth at the practice's systems, listening very carefully indeed to how each member of staff uses the practice systems, and will be particularly interested to hear about any problems they have in running those systems.
The CRSA helps the practice realise and identify that good systems of communication internally are really important in promoting patient safety.
Thank you very much for your participation so far today.
What does risk mean to yourselves? Anybody any ideas? What about yourselves, Alan?
Well, the workshop we had as part of the package was absolutely fabulous. It brought all our members of staff together in one dedicated session to give us the opportunity to look at the results of our self-assessment and to actually look at what we were doing well and actually critically appraise areas that we didn't normally have time to spend in terms of how we could improve systems and processes for our patients.
A lot of the training that's out there are aimed at clinicians, but quite often the non-clinical team do need to do training because it's important. It brings the team together and gives them new skills and confidence that they probably wouldn't have if they didn't access this training.
No, so obviously that confidentiality.
The entire team has a really important role in delivering a consistent, high-quality service. Most practices find that the communication within the team improves subsequently. We also help them develop improved systems for areas such as infection control, confidentiality, consent, managing test results and hospital correspondence.
After the practice has finished the risk assessment, the facilitator will then start to create a risk assessment report confidential to that practice.
The report's made available to practices through an online facility, a secure website that's password protected, the Clinical Risk Management System. The contents of the report are really very straightforward. The MPS facilitator produces what he or she perceives as being the main risks that face that practice, and they're prioritised. The practice is given the chance to think about which risks need action now and which can be dealt with in the future. It contains practical suggestions as to how the team can mitigate those risks, move forward and offer a safer service to their patients.
Every practice that we do has unique risks but they also have common risks. So we're constantly adding to our manual from which we write the reports.
We've been very pleased with the report we received in terms of what we can do, but I don't think we can sit on our laurels. It's all about striving for excellence and striving for the best we can.
Ideally, they should be looking at risk management on every agenda of their practice meetings and talking through how they're going to implement the actions that are in the action plan.
I think MPS are a great organisation. I'm proud to be a member of them for 30 years. I would say to other practices that this is a very worthwhile experience, that actually they'll get a lot of benefits from it. It will produce benefits for the practice, not only in terms of how they run, but also benefits for the patients in terms of improved safety and experience for them.
Brooke Royd Surgery do strive towards always offering a safe, high quality service for all of our patients at all times, but bringing MPS in to do the assessments that they did and the training that they did with us helped us with that considerably.
I'm so proud to work for MPS. I absolutely love my job. Being able to influence patient safety with the risk assessment process is an absolute honour.
Take this opportunity, have an MPS clinical risk assessment of your practice, get onto the patient safety agenda, make sure that your practice is safe for patients and staff.